is nearly impossible to talk about Chiron, the wounded healer, in a way that I think can be digested in a little short video like this. But we're going to give it a go because Chiron's so important. He's such a huge part of our paths forward, our highest potentials, our coming into our greatest soul gifts, right? It's eclipse season, and eclipse seasons are always fated times. They're always destined times. They are always a moment where we are being pushed to propel down our true north path, right? Like what it is that really lights you up in this life. So here's the deal. Chiron is all up in the mix in this eclipse. All up in the mix in this eclipse. The 20th, the day that this video is coming out, he's conjunct Mercury, which makes him a little more able to be understood. Mercury's the mind. So it's like the mind is able to understand this Chironic part of self, or able to understand the Chiron mysteries. He's a medicine man. He's a shaman. He holds the mysteries. In order to really, this has been my experience, in order to really, really understand Chiron, you have to get to an altered state of consciousness. Like this kind of consciousness where you're scrolling through some fucking Instagram shit or TikTok shit or YouTube shit isn't the state of consciousness to be able to access the Chiron mysteries. That's just what's true, right? That's just what's true. Like we need a guided journey, like shamanic drumming. We need like archetypal accessing. Like we need the psycho-spiritual sacred practices in order to get into this guy, because he's held in a realm of consciousness that's on the other side of the veils. That's just kind of what it is. But he's got a lot of wisdom and a lot of magic, and it is accessible. It is accessible to anybody, And why would we want to access it? Why would we want to work with Chiron, right? The Chiron in all of us is the part of ourselves that if we accept it, we turn the lead to gold. If we can fully accept these parts of self, these seemingly wounds or, less than amazing, in our opinion, parts of self, we get the gifts from them. Like the challenges in our lives are perfect, and they give us wisdom and they give us gifts that cannot be gained in any other way other than us having that challenge. Like the challenge could have been the family you were born into. It could have been the body that you were born into. It could be, like disabilities. It could be mental kind of things. And it's instead of seeing any of these things as handicapping us, it's seeing that the handicapping of us is actually the fucking gift. It's actually the perfection. Now, this is hard. It's hard. It's hard to get to that place. Not for everybody, not for every aspect, but to really go for it, it's radical self-love, and it is radical acceptance of all parts of self. That's what is the deep transformation. That's where we move from the lead into the gold, from it being a block into it being the greatest gift, moving us down our destiny line. It's kind of weird, kind of wild. I take us into it in that altered state in bones. So I know some of you are already in ReWilding membership. If you're not, it's $14 to get in for the first month. You can come join us. There's 8+ hours of workshops. We did this workshop on March 1st, so the replay is already in the members area. That $14 offer, it's only good until the 25th, but feel free. Write bones below. And we'll send you a DM to get into the workshop if you want. But other ways to work with him, he's shamanic, so shamanic drumming, right? That's a good doorway in. Shamanic journeys, whatever those might be for you. He's very earthy. He's very grounded. He's like an earthy mystic. It's like grounded, sacred wisdom, grounded, sacred energy. That's Chiron. It's literally a shaman. Right? It's literally a shaman. He's the figure that is half horse, half man. So you can kind of feel into that. There's a real animal earthy, grounded. He's got 4 feet on the ground. He's grounded, right? It's like you need deep, like depth practices to get into the shamanic territory that is Chiron. It's stunning and it's beautiful territory to work in, and it's life-changing. Like, it is wildly life-changing. I can honestly say, like, this is not me exaggerating, is when I was doing my own journeying. I mean, I'm always journeying with them all the time anyways, right? But when I was, before I came to facilitate and journey simultaneously, and I was just journeying for myself, and I first started working with Chiron, it was one of the deepest, most unconscious areas that scared the pants off of me to come into doing what I do in the world now. I could honestly say, had I not done that altered state of consciousness Chiron work, I would not have founded ReWilding. There is no way I could have, because I was terrified to be seen in the world. Terrified. I carried around this really, really deep belief that I'm going to get killed. I didn't know I had that. Right? Until I'm working with Shaman, and he's like, hey, guess what? This is why you never tell anyone that you're in a shamanic, whatever, practitioner training. You say you're at yoga, which is what I was doing. I was totally lying. I'm in yoga. I'm at yoga because it was safe, right? I didn't want to tell anybody that I'm fucking dancing around outside, stomping on the ground, altered states of consciousness. Like, what the fuck? By the way, I do want to just say up front, I totally support medicine journeys, right? In whatever ways that you do them. I just want to share with you up front, because I know some of you are like, what kind of medicine journey were you on with Chiron? I don't do any external substances. I don't do any medicine journeys like that. I've very much been trained to access all of those states of consciousness without external substances of any sort. And that's also how I hold all of my workshops and all of my journeys, is to go to those places, right? To go to those like altered states of consciousness, those psychedelic realms, but without the need for external substances. It's kind of cool. All right. So if you want to do that, type in bones. I'll shoot you the link over to join the workshop if you want. If not, totally cool. Loving being here with y'all. This is day 404. Woo woo! If you missed the first 3 videos, go back and scroll through, especially Eclipse and Karma. That'll be a good one if you haven't seen that one. Eclipses and Karma. That's a good one. That'll support today's little video. Okay, huge love to you all. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. All right.